If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Brother Charleston White has been muzzled. I'm talking about mouth shut, closed, ain't said nothing, after an attorney down there in Florida hit him with a cease and desist letter. Now, a lot of y'all might be wondering, why would she hit him with a cease and desist letter? Well, Charleston White went on her show. She has a podcast called Laws of Life. And in this podcast, what she do, she bring celebrity personalities and just people that she know, or, people that have that influence on the internet. And she have them tell their whole story, how they came up and stuff like that. So Charleston White got on her platform, and that's what he did. He told his whole story, right? But we must understand that he's talking to an attorney. He's not talking to somebody that's not doing research. She did her research on Charleston White. And when he got to lying, she got to correcting him, and he didn't like that. But that is not why she put the cease and desist letter on him. We're going to talk about that a little later on in the video. But let's get into the points where Charleston White is lying and she's correcting him. And I'm going to break it down for y'all so y'all can see straight through this liar, manipulator, and thief. Check it out.
Took a white man's life, and I got to stand over a white man and watch him die, because most black niggas been going to jail for killing niggas. So that's something I can say, nigga, we went to jail for killing a white man.
The only true thing that he said in that whole demonstration that he just laid out to her is that he went to jail with his friends for killing a white man. But the truth and the fact about the matter is this right here, Charleston White, you did not stand over a white man and watch him die. You lying. You did not do that. We have the court records. We have the news reports. We have the criminal complaint. You are lying. This is what happened, y'all. These are actual facts. Charleston White and his friends went into a store and stole some starter coats. After stealing the starter coats, they run and get into their car. The white man seen them stealing the coats and ran to the car and got the beating on the window. Boom, boom. Calling them thieves and telling them to give the coats back. The whole time this white man is at the window beating on their window, telling them to give the coat back, Charleston White has the gun. He has the gun. And didn't do nothing. Didn't pull the gun on the white man and say, man, get away from the car. Nothing. The white man pumped fear in his heart while he had a pistol on him. Big, bad, tough ass Charleston White. So you know what he did? Instead of him pulling out the gun, being a tough guy, right? And say, hey man, get away from my car. We stole these jackets. Get your white ass on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You know what he did? His whole ass gave the gun to his homeboy Doolittle and told Doolittle, shoot him. Now at this time, the white man done got them to throw the coats outside the car, the hats outside the car, the stuff that they stole, they gave it to the white man and he left it on the ground. When he started to walk away, he didn't leave it on the ground. When he started to walk away with all the stuff, Charleston White told Doolittle to shoot him, and Doolittle shot the white man in the back, killing him. Check it out.
Doolittle is accused of gunning down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away. Levy had been married only 4 days when he was shot.
But I always had my dreams of my Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
Y'all see how he just lied to that woman with a straight face? I'm talking about not a stutter in his voice or anything. People like that, people need to be aware of. Because whenever somebody can just lie to themselves and then lie to somebody else like that, they're very dangerous and manipulative. And in this podcast interview, I'm talking about like his manipulation is on display for everybody to see. And this lawyer is just looking at him like, what? Is you serious? After you sat up here and talking about you did. Check it out.
Now that you're a grown man and you know that you took a life or were a part of it. You didn't shoot the gun that took the life, but you were there.
I still pride myself. Myself at times.
Pride?
I still pride myself at times that we took a white man's life and I got to stand over a white man and watch him die because most black niggas been going to jail for killing niggas. So that's something I can say, nigga, we went to jail for killing a white man. So at times I still pride myself about it.
So you have no guilt about it?
I ain't kill him.
No, I know, but you were there. You were a part of it.
I have some remorse, but no guilt at all. I've never felt guilty about it. I've always said, I ain't kill nobody. I've always said that. Yeah, I've always deflected that. I ain't pulled the trigger. I told him to shoot him. And then I said he was stupid for listening to me.
What about your brother that did...
he ain't got no remorse. Yeah, they ain't got no remorse for killing nobody, I don't think.
Do you think that maybe that's the problem?
No,
that there is no...
So think about it. I saw a man get killed when I was 14. I ain't committed no violent action, hurt nobody. So what I need remorse for?
You were a part of it.
I wasn't a part of it.
Well, you were there. You were an accomplice.
I wasn't. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. I always said he did that, not me.
Well, you directed him to do it.
No. They was older than me. I'm just saying some shit.
I understand.
Did y'all just hear that? Do y'all see how manipulative this man really is? I told him to shoot him. This is what he telling her. I told Doolittle to shoot the white man. And when he shot him, I said he's stupid for listening to me. They older than me. Do y'all hear that? Now, we must understand something because we hood educated, not lame related. If he was that manipulative, at 16 years old, we only can imagine how that manipulation grew within his years. You see, this man right here said, I ain't guilty, I ain't remorseful. You took a woman's husband away from her. And you don't have no guilt or, I think he did say he had remorse, but you don't have no guilt. And you is the one that they wouldn't have killed that man if it wasn't for you, Charleston White. They wouldn't have killed him. But being that you told Doolittle, hey man, shoot him. That is why the man is dead right now today. And so the reason why this is so important is that, look, we got to understand something. For you kids out there, this is what happens in the gangbang culture. You have somebody telling you to kill somebody, and that same person neglects you, and then not only that, get on the stand and testify against you. You see, that's what they do. And then they get on TV and say stuff like this man right here saying, right now today, ain't taking no accountability whatsoever. But he wanted to preach, hey, y'all you need to. Now look, don't get me wrong. Charleston White is highly intelligent, but he is highly manipulative as well. So look, we're gonna get to it, y'all. We're gonna get to the fact of why Blanca, the attorney down there in Florida, put the cease and desist on him. But just let me cook a little bit. Let old hood educated, let me cook a little bit on this demonstration here, right? Because Charleston White, in this whole thing, after the killing of the white man that he's so proud of killing, he got on the stand and testified against his friends and his own brother. Come on, man. You testified against your flesh and blood? Your own brother. Come on now, man. And the reason why he testified is because he wanted a lower sentence. He didn't mind if his homeboys and his brother got life in prison. He didn't mind that. He wanted to go home. You understand what I'm saying? He's selfish. Look, if I got to sacrifice my brother and my homeboys for me to get home sooner than later, then that's what I'm going to do. That's what Charleston White was saying when he got on the stand and testified against Doolittle and his brother and they other homie. Check it out.
I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled off and the hammer back on the gun.
And then what happened?
He fired it.
Doolittle is accused of gunning down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away. White repeated the conversation he says he had with Doolittle after the shooting.
I said, look, you shot him.
And what did he do?
Started laughing.
Levy had been married only 4 days when he was shot.
But I always had my dreams of my Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
White will be testifying against all 3 of his buddies in exchange for a maximum sentence of 12 years. A juvenile judge reduced the charge from capital murder to murder against Doolittle, so the teenager faces from 5 years to life in prison if he's found guilty.
You talk about a cold-blooded demonstration. Look, that right there is betrayal times 10. Now, I need y'all to understand something real quick. What Charleston White did to his friends, I do not agree with that. Not one bit. And let me explain to y'all why. At this time when Charleston White was running around down there committing crimes and stuff like that, he wasn't a taxpaying citizen. He wasn't a civilian. He was running around committing crimes. Yeah, no, you don't commit crimes with your friends and then y'all get caught and then you betray them. You start snitching on them and stuff like that. Stick to the code. Yeah, what about the codes of the street? I learned them when I was 12 years old. That was one of the main things they told me. Hey, Lord, don't ever snitch. Don't ever snitch. I don't care what it is. If the police try to talk to you, you don't ever talk to the police. I don't care how scared you is or whatever. They're going to try to put you in that room. Lord, don't you ever talk to the police. Tell them to send you to your cell. I learned that at 12 in Minnesota. He down there in Texas. He knew the codes of the street. He knew that you ain't supposed to tell on your homeboys and all that old type of stuff when y'all committing crimes together. No, stick to the code. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And this right here should be a learning lesson to all you brothers who are involved in that type of lifestyle right now today. Right now today. The person that y'all are looking up to, Charleston White, didn't stick to the code. Yeah, that guy, the one that y'all champion. Hey man, that's Unc. Unc ain't stick to the code. You see? Now look, allow me to clarify, right? Had Charleston been a tax-paying citizen, a civilian, I would have no problem with him getting on the stand, testifying, saying, hey man, look, these guys had robbed the store and I was right there and they killed that man. I would have no problem. He's doing his duty as a citizen. But if you are a criminal, a gangbanger, you don't have those qualifications to get on the stand. That is, no, you a gangbanger, you in the street. That right there is something that you shouldn't even be entertaining in your mind. You see what I'm saying? Look, them boys did not betray Charleston White. They in the gang. They stealing. They killed somebody during their stealing. You see, There's no betrayal there. The only time betrayal came is when Charleston White betrayed them and betrayed the rules of the street. I can't respect that right there. And that's just coming from a gangster perspective. Now, had them boys betrayed him in some type of way, then I'll say, hey, look, betrayal meets betrayal. Y'all did him wrong. He can do y'all wrong. But they didn't do him wrong. You see what I'm saying? Kind of almost like, and I know a lot of people don't agree with the 6ix9ine demonstration, but I agree with 6ix9ine in that. And let me explain to y'all why. I do. You don't have to, but let me explain to y'all why. He's in the gang. And in the gang, y'all brothers, y'all trust each other, y'all love each other, y'all live and y'all die for each other. That is the rules of the street. The people that you are in the gang with should not be having sex with your child's mother, your woman, your wife, or none of that type of stuff. None of that. They was doing that. His main homeboy was doing that behind 6ix9ine's back. Not only that though, if you are in a gang, you are not supposed to rob your gang associates. You're not supposed to rob them. You're not supposed to kidnap them. You're not supposed to beat them unless they did a violation. Then you can, by law, then you can violate them. But you're not supposed to be treating them like they are a op. They treated 6ix9ine like he was a op. And so that's betrayal. They betrayed 6ix9ine. So when the feds came, he said, man, why would I protect you? Why would I stick to the rules of the streets after y'all done showed me all the betrayal in the world? And now, after all that betrayal, I'm supposed to sit and go to jail with y'all and do all the time with y'all. And y'all been betraying me since I even stepped. The man was taking care of all of them. You see? Now look, you don't have to agree with that, but that's just my thing. If you betraying me, I have the right to betray you back. I feed energy. That's just how I do. You ain't got to do like that, but I do. But let's get off 6ix9ine. Let's get back to this demonstration here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button for me. Like the video, hype the video. Now we finna get into why Blanca put that cease and desist letter on Charleston White. Now, in this situation, you know, him and her met. And it was all love, right? I'm talking about it was cool. And so, at some point, she wanted to get in contact with Rick Ross. And somehow, Charleston White led her to Rick Ross. Now, once she got in tune with Rick Ross, she wanted Rick Ross to come on her show and tell his story the same way Charleston White did his. Check it out. So if you know anything about Charleston White, one thing you will understand, or one thing you would view, is this right here. Charleston White likes to run things. He likes to call himself being a mentor or a go-to guy or a manager type guy, right? And the reason why he liked to do this is because by him being a middleman or a manager or a mentor, he can cut into your profits, right? He can get some money. Hey, look, I'm finna put you in tune with this guy right here, or you want this guy to do your show. I can bring this guy to your show, but you got to give me 10% of the contract and all this old type of stuff. It's a hustle. I understand the game, and I'm not going to knock the hustle, right? And so she didn't go through Charleston White. After she met up with Rick Ross, she said, hey, man, come to the show. She did not contact Charleston White and say, hey, look, I'm finna have Rick Ross on the show. Thanks for, putting me in tune with him. So he couldn't get his money. He couldn't get into the contract of Rick Ross. Or maybe he tried to, and Rick Ross probably said, hey, man, look, nah, man, you ain't getting none of my money. I met her and all that, man. Get on. But this is one of his problems. He liked to run things. And every relationship that he has been in, if he's not running it the way that he wanted to go, then he lashes out. Carmelo Anthony demonstration, he wanted to run that. They didn't let him run it. He lashed out. His business dealings with Woody, he wanted to run Woody and how Woody ran his business. Woody wasn't going for it. He lashed out, disrespected Woody, talked about the man, child that's resting in peace, his disabled child and everything, just out of pocket. You understand what I'm saying? This is what he do. So after that happened, when she brought Rick Ross to the show, Charleston White do what Charleston White do. He ran to the internet. Check it out. As y'all can see right here, Charleston White posted her Instagram handle, right? And right up under that, you will see that Charleston White says, "I have no association with this lady or anyone connected to her. She only wanted to use me and my social media influence to get close to the sucker Rick Ross, not knowing I'm the biggest on the internet." Now, in this post right here, Charleston White is disassociating himself with Blanca. I'm assuming that he's letting all his celebrity friends know, all the influencers know and all that. Hey, look, I have no association with this woman. I'm not dealing with this woman whatsoever. And the only reason why I believe that he would be doing that is because he believes in his mind that she needs his social media influence to get people on her platform. But she had people on her platform way before she even met Charleston White. And what I'm assuming and what I'm believing is that he is doing that because Charleston White wants to run the show once again. He wants all his social media people or influencers to come to him and say, hey man, you know, I was thinking about going on a show. And then he's going to salt her name. He's going to put salt on her name. He's going to put blotches on her reputation by saying, hey man, no, look, I don't mess with her. Don't mess with her and all this old type of stuff. And she peeped the game. But once he did that, she didn't do anything. She let that slide. But being the bully that Charleston White is, especially when he smelled blood, and not only that, this is a woman. Oh no, he didn't just say that. You know, he had to push it a little further. So what Charleston White did was he posted a message, a text thread that he had with somebody. And that person was saying bad things about her as far as like she's money hungry and all this old type of stuff. And then Charleston White, you know, said something at the, you know, up under that picture and then tagged her in that. And once he did that, I think she said, no, Charles, like, you know, like you're doing too much. Now I gotta muzzle you. Check it out. This right here is a text log that Charleston White had with somebody that he's associated with, speaking on Blanca. This is what it says. Man, all she want is money. That's why I didn't show up last night. She money hungry. For someone who's not hurting at all, I don't get it. But I can say you were 100% right. That is somebody talking to Charleston White, telling him he was right about Blanca. And then he responds, the feelings are mutual coming from the people she met through me. I'm not the only one feeling like this. At Blanca, laws of life. Now, after Charleston White did that right there, and he had somebody else chiming in saying, you know, bad things about her, this is when she filed her cease and desist letter. Check it out. July 29th, 2026. Charleston White, Icon Bay, Miami. In regards, demand to cease and desist removal of false Instagram posts, breach of contract, breach of confidentiality, and non-disparagement. Pay close attention to what she says. Removal of false Instagram posts. Pay close attention to that, y'all. Dear Mr. White, I represent Laws of Life LLC and myself, Blanca Perper Greenstein, regarding your Instagram post located at. So she filed a cease and desist letter. and told Charleston White basically, hey, look, stop with all the shenanigans. I'm not finna have that. Don't be trying to put blotches on my name and my reputation. Now, for anybody that know about a cease and desist letter, it is not it's legal binding, but it's not from a court. It's not a court order. A judge doesn't send cease and desist letters. You know, private attorneys do, or you can yourself. You don't even need an attorney to file a cease and desist letter. You just say, hey man, look, stop, talking this, stop, trying to put blotches on my reputation and all that. But what happens is when you do that, should you go to court and file a civil suit or criminal civil suit or whatever the case may be, you can show that, hey, look, I have a record of warning this person to stop. You see? So one would think, right, being that we know Charleston White and how he get down, right, one would think to themselves that, wait a minute, you don't talk to Charleston White like that. You don't send him no cease and desist letters and, tell him to shut his mouth. That's how he make his money. That's how he get paid. You can't do that to Charleston White. I mean, at least black people can't do that to Charleston White, because as soon as we say something out of pocket to Charleston White, he gonna talk about our grandmama, our dead peoples, our disabled parents, children, what. Nothing is off limits if we go against Charleston White. Nothing. Right? So you would think to yourself that Charleston finna go off. He finna snap. He don't play like that. And he kinda, sorta did. Check it out. Now the Jewish attorney who used me to get to Rick Ross is trying to bully me. They didn't know I was an ignorant nigga playing smart. And if I'm not facing a life sentence, I don't give a fuck about nothing when you betray me as a friend. Now the bitch wanna get civil. I ain't taking shit down. And can't a judge on earth muzzle my mouth. At Aiden Ross, I may need you, nephew. Now, I gotta be 100. Unk to unk. This, hey, y'all get out of me and Charleston business. This me and Charles, unk to unk, chopping it up. Hey, Charles, come on, brother. Like that response right there was mid, bruh. Well, that's what they call it now, mid. Back in our days, we just say, man, that's bunk, bruh. Like that's soft. That's weak. According to what we used to. Right? We used to you low blowing, talking bad about people. I'm talking about just complete, just no regard, no limits, no nothing. Nothing is off the table. You just go in so hard. That was bunk, Charleston. Come on now. You done called the sister out of name a few times, but that was bunk, bro. I gotta keep it real. Now the cold-blooded part about all of this is this. Remember Charleston said, I ain't taking down nothing. It ain't a judge alive that can muzzle my mouth. Remember he said all that? Well, just from his history, right? When Charleston White get into it with somebody, he give him about 4 or 5 videos worth of just complete obliteration, talking crazy about him, disrespecting him and everything. Not one video. Not one. And not only that though, the stuff that I showed y'all is no longer on his website. That stuff is gone. All of it. The only thing that he got on there is, I believe he still showed her handle, her Instagram handle, and he's saying hey, this woman right here got to Rick Ross. But all that tough talk, the bunk stuff, no, that's gone, bro. Anything that she put in that cease and desist letter where she said at located Instagram post located at, that's gone. All that is off. And we haven't heard a peep. You hear me? I said a peep. Not even a whisper out of Charleston White about what's going on between him and old Blanca over there at Laws of Life. Not one. And see, the cold-blooded part about all that to me is this right here. if Charleston White was ever to respond to me or you know, react to any one of my videos or anybody that looked just like him, look, he gonna dog us. I'm talking about complete destroy us. I'm talking about try to make us feel so bad. And talk about our kids, you know, our loved ones that are no longer here. He will be dogging us. But this woman right here, hey, look, no, not a peep. And it's not that I would want him to do something like that. I mean, I respect all women that, you know, respect me, that give me my due respect as well. But I usually, you know, after I done seen him dog so many sisters, you know, I would think that, you know, that he had, nothing whatsoever. You understand what I'm saying? So, y'all get in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this demonstration right here. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.